Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Toppers World, and in this video I'm going to share with you a master plan for IELTS reading. Suppose you are going to sit in the exam next day and you must have a planning in your mind that how would you attempt your IELTS reading exam. So some sort of planning is must there, because if you go there without plan or without any strategy, the chances are that you might not be able to perform well in your exam. So here I'm going to share with you some strategies or planning that will help you to get better score. So friends, we generally have two kind of students. One, those who are very smart in English, and second one, those who are moderate in English, having not much knowledge of English. The kind of planning depends upon what score do you want. So smart students who aspiring for 7 or 8 band, they will have a different kind of strategy from those who want just 6 band, who just want to clear their condition. So 6 band students want to clear their condition, they want to do their exam comfortably. And they have to struggle here, those who have requirement up to 7 or 8 band. So first I am going to talk to you about how you can easily get 6 band. So first plan is for the students who just want 6 band. Plan for 6 band taker. It's not hard and fast like 6 band, they can also get 6.5. So what should be done in the exam time that you can have 6 or 6.5 band in IELTS reading comfortably? So friends, you have done a lot of practice. Okay, during your practice time, you might have tried different kind of strategies. Students often try, I will start from the passage 1, then passage 2, then passage 3. Sometimes they say that, okay, today I try from passage 2, then passage 1, and then passage 3. Or they may change the order, like passage 3, passage 2, passage 1. So many, things you have already tried. You must think that which strategy or which planning suits you the best. Just go back to your reading tests and think that when you did this kind of planning, what score you got. When you did this type of planning, then what score you got. So check out that which strategy proved the best to you and follow that strategy in the exam time. If you want to follow your own plans, then follow that one plan which suit you the best, which suits to your circumstances or conditions. Okay. What I would like to suggest you here, that your requirement is of 6 band only, so that can be more easily acquired if you follow my strategy or my plan that I often tell to my students, and they follow and they get 6 band in reading. So what my plan is, you have passage 1, okay, passage 2 and passage 3. Passage 1 contains 13 questions which are usually blanks. Blanks in these days, they are blanks and true false not given. Mostly it is this 99%, this is coming in your first passage. Okay, the first passage, it is going to be the easiest one. If you want to score 6, you need 23 correct answers out of 40. So what I want to say that you should spend around 25 minutes on first passage. 25 minutes. And try to do as many correct as possible by deep thinking, spending more time on analyzing. Blanks are easy to do, true false in the first passage are easy to do. And suppose, as per my plan, if the plan works successful, which is mostly works successful, if you get out of 13, you are able to get 11 correct. It's easy to do that in the first passage if you are having moderate level of English. Then in passage 2, what I suggest you that in passage 2 you spend 20 minutes. How much time? 20 minutes you should spend. And the passage 2 will having a list of headings or which paragraph contains the given information, or there might be writer's name or researcher's name and their findings, and that you have to match along with each other. So they are not very time consuming type of question. They are easy to do, fast to do. So what I believe that a moderate candidate can be able to attempt out of 13, he may be able to get 7 correct in this. 11 plus 7, total 18. Now you have last passage left with you. Passage third. Difficult one. I don't suggest that you should spend your time on MCQs, and you already have 15 minutes left with you. 25 and 20. 45 minutes you have already spent, and 15 minutes are with you. So you think about those questions, like if there are blanks, or if there are yes, no, not given, or true, false, not given, or any other type of question, sentence completion, for example. So you spend your time on those questions rather than on MCQs, and would be able to get 5 correct. 11, 7, 18 plus 5. 23rd is your dream score that you can easily obtain if you follow this strategy. In case of MCQ, you should attempt them in the end and do them in a guess way. You need not to read from the passage if you are just looking for 6 or 6.5 band. So this is the simple strategy for 6 band taker, and I also have some suggestions for 6 band takers. 6 band takers also need to keep in mind few more things, like you need to save your time. Save your time, and that can be done by a few tips I am giving you here how you can save your time. The first tip is in case of not given. Not given is such a kind of question which students waste a lot of time. Suppose you have a question true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given type, and you read the question statement and you try to find out in the passage, and you keep on searching, and you are not able to finding any keywords. In this way you have done the whole passage and spent 5-6 minutes. This is a sheer wastage of time. If you are not able to get the not given in first 1 or 2 paragraphs, it means that that is not given. So you should not make any effort on finding the answer to that question. You just write the answer not given. Or I tell you one more strategy. You should always read 1, 2 and 3 questions together. Read 3 questions in true, false, not given case, and suppose for the first question, when you have read 3 questions, and first question you are not able to find, and you find the answer to second question. Okay, so when you found the answer to second question, it means that the first question is not given. Or it is also possible that second is also not given, so you found the answer to the third question, and you did not get the answer to first 2 questions, and you got the answer of third question. It means that 2 are not given. So always read 3 questions consecutively, continuously, and have those 3 questions in your mind when you are attempting true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given type questions. So this trick will save your time. Okay, and one more thing I would like to say. In case of a list of headings, again you can save your time here. What you need to do? You need to read the statements first, the headings that are given to you, and think about each heading critically. What it is saying? It's about reasons, it about importance, it about advantages. It is a comparison of 2 things. What they are saying. Then have this analysis in your mind. Then go to the paragraphs and read the first 2-3 lines on the last 1-2 lines, and think that what this paragraph says. It says giving any reasons of something, or it is giving benefits of something, or it is showing the process of making some things. So when you analyze in this way, you will be able to find the answers quickly. And the same strategy you can use with questions like which paragraph contains the following information? Which paragraph contains the following information. So same strategy. You read the question sentences, analyze them, and then match with the paragraphs and try to find out the keywords in the paragraphs over there that are given in the question statement, and then think for 10-20 seconds to analyze that whether it is the right, and then give your answer. It will again save your time. Okay, the most important thing is that when you attempt list of headings and which paragraph contains following information. They are usually 6 or 7 questions, mostly in the passages, and you have also along with that other questions that can be the scientists or researchers and their findings or sentence completions. So what I suggest you that along with the list of headings, you should also read other questions, because when you will do the list of headings, you have to go through all the passage and you might be able to find the answers to other questions as well. So you should be multitasker over there, attempting different kind of questions altogether for different passages. And most of the students have problem that they are not able to make quick judgment. Whatever the judgment you make first time when you see the question and find the answer, write that. Don't go for cross checking at the exam time. If you go for cross checking, it will be wastage of time. And I have also seen that some students just read the passage, then question, then again come back here, then question, then again come back here, then question. 4 or 5 times they shuffle the pages. You waste your precious time. If you're not able to find the answer, go to the next question. My dear friends, there are 17 wrongs you can do in order to get 6 band. 23 you need, and you can take chances with the 17 questions. So why you are spending so much time with one damn question which you are not able to find the answer? Go ahead. In IELTS reading, the strategy is that you should know how to sacrifice the questions. Sacrificing is very important in IELTS reading, because all the questions you are not able to attempt. Some questions are above your level. You will not be able to do those. You should focus on those questions which you can comfortably understand and able to do. When we read the question, at a time we are able to understand that I am able to find the answer of this question or not, because the language of the question tells us that the answer will be easy to find or difficult to find. Okay friends, now another way of saving the time is don't read much. You are not supposed to get the knowledge from that reading test. You are supposed there to find the answers. So don't read much, just scan. Look for the difficult words. Look for the main words like dates, names, or the name of any technologies, or where the comparisons are done. Look for such kind of wording over there. That wording contains the answers. And another thing I want to say that there are sometimes names, big names given, big names of scientists, and they are very difficult to read. So don't read those names. Just read the first letter of the scientist name. Say R. Robertson, like you just read Rob. R. What he said. Okay. Then name of the institutions. They are also very longer, like University of California, or so many Chinese names are there which are difficult to pronounce, or Japanese names are there. So you shouldn't read those. They have nothing to do with the answer. Just the first letter you remember what is said about this institution. And in that way you can also save time. And one of the most important, my dear friends, one of the most important tip I am giving you here, that when you attempt your reading, don't write your answers on question paper. I have seen that many students first write answer on question paper and then they transfer. Yeah, what are you doing? You are wasting your time. First you have written the answer on question paper, then the same answer you will try to transfer on the answer sheet. So it requires extra 10 minutes to transfer the answers, and extra 10 minutes are not given in reading case. So you immediately write the answer on your answer sheet and look for the spellings. Many students make mistakes. They forget to write S or make mistake regarding E, O, U, spelling mistakes. My dear friends, you have to find the word from the passage. So there should not be a chance of any mistake for you. If you make the mistake here, it can be disastrous, it can be a big loss to you. You may not be able to get the dream score 6 band. So don't go for these kind of silly mistakes. Always try to save 2-3 minutes in the end to check the answers. Now I am giving you the plan for those who want to obtain 7.5 to 8.5 band in reading. So what they should do, I suggest you that you should start your reading from the passage 3rd, then passage 2, then passage 1. I am suggesting you this. Maybe some people not agree with me. They say that you will get exhausted when you will do the passage 3 first. But you know that if you are aspiring for 7 to 8 band or 8.5 band, it means that your standard of English is very high, and passage 1 is very easy. You can do that passage in 10 minutes. So you should do it the last. The passage 3 is the difficult one, and you want 8.5 band. It means that your score that you need is around 38 out of 40 or 39 out of 40, maybe some cases 37 out of 40. Okay, so when you need such a high score, so chances of making errors are very less. You have only 2 or 3 choices to make mistakes. So what I suggest you should start from the passage 3, spend 25 minutes on this passage. Okay, try to do all the correct, because you cannot afford chances here. Then spend 25 minutes on this passage and 10 minutes on this passage, total 60. And in this way, the chances are that you might be able to get the score that you want. You should try this actually 2-3 times before the exam. And if you find it comfortable with, then you can go. Even you can try here that you can spend 30 minutes on here and 20 on here, second, and 10 on the last passage. Last passage is very easy for those students who are very good in English, having command and reading speed. So they can find the blanks quite easily. So in this way you will be able to, that I expect that you will be able to get your score. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you will like it.